Hey, what's happening, everybody out there in the XRP community? Thanks for coming back to Investment Perspectives. Today, I want to talk to you about XRP, the CFTC, and a commodity designation. I've always been talking about a classification for XRP, and I think that's exactly what we need. And it looks to me by the language of the CFTC. I just saw an article where the CFTC, and by the way, real quick before we get started, all of the stuff that I'm talking about is on Twitter. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Backup Bradley. It's at BAKKUP Bradley. On Twitter, you can follow me there. Everything we're talking about, I certainly share on my Twitter, and sometimes I even put it down in the comments below the video as well. So, all right, so let's get into this. So the CFTC just put out an article where they're requesting comments on Ethereum on any final feedback before they make their decision on a commodity designation. So it's one of these speak now, forever hold your peace moment things. So it's like a public statement. They put it out. Anybody's got anything to say about it, they better respond within a certain time frame. I don't know how long that time frame is. And to find a similarity here, let's go over to the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force, which we know about because of CKJ, or I certainly do, and if you don't follow him, I would. The Faster Payment Task Force just recently requested the same type statement, right? They were requesting feedback before they make their final decision on what they're going to do for the Faster Payments Task Force and who they will choose. I think we all know, and we certainly believe, that Ripple and XRP will be a part of that choice, if not the only choice. So, again, we're seeing consistency from different entities in different parts and sectors of the financial world and the economies and the markets that are working really in orchestration within themselves and together as a whole globally. Now, I know I'm speaking of two particular entities here in the US, but if you go back to our previous videos where we talked about the G20 Summit and the FATF, you would know that there is global compliance amongst all the exchanges, and I would go ahead and reckon to say that that's probably more than just all the exchanges globally. But we're also seeing the kind of coordination here within the United States, which is the sitting president of the FATF and the only country we're currently waiting on for a final decision on XRP. We're starting to see these larger entities, governance, oversight, people from the financial sector come out and submit these requests because there is a decision that's coming soon. And I know we're all excited about it. We all want to see it. And okay, let's look a little further. So now there was a video I put out a while ago, and it's just a little video clip about the CFTC using distributed ledger technology. There's a report on it. I did a little video on it. I think it's a 2 or 3 minute video. I encourage you to go back and watch it. It's a video of the document from the CFTC talking about switching their system over to use DLT, distributed ledger technology. Now, we all know that Ripple is the one that runs DLT, that introduced DLT, and they're using it. And we all certainly know that more than likely is going to be what they do. They use the distributed ledger technology, and then in turn for transactions, we're all hoping that they decide to use XRP, which I don't think is a stretch by anybody's imagination. So, okay, so now this is something I thought was interesting, referring to the commodities market. And again, if you're new here, a federal judge decided back in September in a small little case about another coin. A federal judge said that all cryptocurrencies were to be ruled as commodities and to be regulated by the CFTC. So that's a done deal for us here on this channel. So looking a little further, I thought there was a great little article that popped up. I think it was CNBC. And again, you can find it on my Twitter. JP Morgan is in a civil lawsuit over precious metals price manipulation. They got a guy who was a metals trader. His name's John Edmonds. And they got him and pinched him up, and he's admitted that he had the clearance from higher ups to make all these trades from a period of about 2009 to 2015. So it wasn't like a bad weekend decision here. So my question to the community here is, one of the questions, because I have a couple today, could we be seeing through this JP Morgan civil lawsuit over precious metals price manipulation, could we be seeing this case become like a precedent, or at least give a lot of credence to the notion that the CFTC uses it as grounds to bring in and introduce XRP and the XRP ledger, because this way we can track every single transaction that goes through, whether it's an institutional one or whether it's a retail one, right? Won't matter. And this will be easier for them to go back and find the market manipulation, should there be any, and track back who all the bad actors are. Again, another great word for this could be one that Chris Larson uses quite a bit. Mass adoption is the phrase and globalization is the word, right? So again, we don't know what will happen here, but I just found it very interesting that there's a big civil lawsuit with JP Morgan over the precious metals price manipulation, and the CFTC has already stated they're going to be switching over to DLT, which we know could incorporate the XRP, I'm sorry, not XRP, but XRP and the XRP ledger. As we know, XRP is a part of the banking platforms that's offered. So, now, another article moving on here. The EU Parliament calls for measures to prepare to use blockchain for trade. Wow. Well, that just kind of goes hand in hand with everything we just talked about right now, right? So we're seeing, again, like here's more of that orchestration that's happening around the world, that paradigm shift. You're hearing people take action in different parts of the world to institute blockchain. Now, I know blockchain isn't exactly currency, but we know blockchain goes hand in hand with the advantages of using currency, and you can really, with trade, again, on a global level, they can bring in the kind of oversight on the kind of purchases and transactions and trades people are making to really get the manipulation under control here. Okay, so moving on. Next thing, Circle, which is really Goldman Sachs and their cryptocurrency platform division, however you want to say it. The CEO says cryptographic tokens will represent every form of financial asset in the world. That's not what I said. That's what he said. The CEO of Circle, who's directly linked to Goldman Sachs, it's their platform, is telling you that cryptographic tokens will represent every form of financial asset in the world. That's massive. Now, this is also the same Circle that just launched a USD stablecoin directly tied to the fiat dollar. Again, when it comes back to these platforms, and I've said this before, but I just want to make the point again while we're here. You got Circle and Goldman Sachs. You got BACT, which is the cryptocurrency platform for the New York Stock Exchange. You have DX.Exchange, which is going to launch, which is the platform from NASDAQ. Now, there's many more. There's ErisX and there's other players too. But just those, Fidelity's getting in the game. But just take the New York Stock Exchange platform for a second and the NASDAQ platform. Stocks, tech stocks, whatever it is. They're starting cryptocurrency platforms. Now, I truly believe, this is my speculation, but I don't believe I'm out on a thin limb at all. If they're starting a cryptocurrency platform, I think it's pretty obvious that they know that there is some kind of a collapse or some kind of a drain of the derivatives market that's going to happen, whether it happens due to a global crisis or a domestic crisis, or whether the market just tanks on some other news based on the platforms opening. They know that their money from those platforms is about to leave them. So they've opened up cryptocurrency platforms so that way you can take the money and move it over to their other pocket. Because the only people who won't lose money in a time like that will be those kind of players, those massive players. So they will provide you with a place to put your money when you're running scared, right? So the only people who really lose money are the ones that try to hold out should there be such a tank or a recession, which, by the way, the Goldmans and the JP Morgans and the IMF are out here stomping the ground telling you that there is a crisis coming. So it's something to keep in mind. There's a lot of good going on for XRP, but there is an economic repercussion to the notion of bringing in a new currency, whether it be back end or front end, right? So it is something to keep in mind. Now, all right, so this next Thursday, today's Friday, so next Thursday, I believe it is, Brad Garlinghouse will be doing an AMA, Ask Me Anything. So before we wrap it up today, I want to ask you guys a couple questions. What do you want to know about your investment from Brad Garlinghouse? We had quite a bit of stroke of good luck there with Dilip Rao and getting him to respond to my tweet about the retail market remaining and whether there'd be restrictions on us as retail holders. So my question out there to you guys today is, what would you like us to ask Brad Garlinghouse on the Ask Me Anything about us as retail holders of XRP and our investment long term? Leave some comments below. Let's really put this thing together. It's a real opportunity. I hope we really do get a chance to submit some great questions and ideas or comments to him to see if we can get their feedback. So definitely leave something below. Hit that like for us. We broke 2,400 subscribers. Guys, I couldn't be more happy and just thankful for everything you do and your support. It really, really is overwhelming. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful. I really do mean it. And also want to give a big shout out to We'd Say When, Tipbot Inventor, and his new baby for his new family. Congratulations to you guys and all the best to you. And that'll be it for me. And have a great weekend, guys. Remember, leave some great questions for Brad Garlinghouse below. Let's organize them and so we can submit them and see if we can get some more answers on our investment. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Take care.